Hi guys, welcome to February Love Stories, where we share stories about true and lasting love. We come your way every February, so I'm back like I never left, and today is going to be scintillating, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be, everything romantic and much more. So today in the studio, I have some amazing guests. And they're amazing because I've known these people for quite some time, husband and wife. So it is a pleasure that I have my friends with me in the studio. So we're just gonna have, it's just gonna be like a gist, kind of something. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Chineze and Dipo Odetoyinbo.
Thank you.
So welcome to February Love Stories.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start with you, Dipo. So just let us meet you. What's your name? What do you do? And all of, just in short.
Okay, so my name is Dipo Odetoyinbo. I am a media entrepreneur. In summary, yes, I'm a creative person. I do a couple of things.
Okay, so media entrepreneur. My therapist's mind is like, what does that mean exactly?
Okay, so so I do photography, videography, film. And I also, when I say entrepreneur, I mean, I'm a business person, so I do other things. I sell laptops, for instance, devices, things like that.
Okay, thank you so much. So Chineze, let us meet you. Who are you?
Okay, I prefer to refer to myself as I'm Lagos.
Okay.
Because that's my brand.
Okay.
So I'm a fashion designer, I'm a fashion creator. I help fashion designers to achieve their goals. I also help people with social media, will I say packaging, those kind of things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you the first obvious question, because your name is Dipo and Chineze. So for my non-Nigerian people, this means that one is from the western side of the country and the other is from the eastern side of the country. So first of all, how did you guys meet? How? Igbo, Yoruba? Tell us. Who wants to tell us? No, let Chineze start.
He has a better, I don't remember how we met.
Really?
Yes, he remembers it better than I do.
Okay, so Dipo, give us the juicy story.
Okay, so I mean, like I said, I do a number of things, and I've done a lot more things in the past. So somewhere down the line, I went to fashion school.
Okay.
And that was where we met.
Okay.
And I mean, it was just, okay, I just started the school, and it was somewhere in Maryland, in Lagos, and I think someone was cleaning the class, and I had come early, so I had to wait. And next to me was this young lady. And, I didn't know anyone in the school. I was new, so I was just minding my business, and, just waiting until... And then she said something to me. I can't remember what it was she said, but, so I answered her, like just making the normal conversation. Okay, yeah. And then she said something again. So I'm like, oh, she's actually initiating a conversation. Like, so the first thought that came to my mind was, you're not from around here, are you? Like, we don't do this in Lagos.
Yeah, okay, so like the woman initiating conversation.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
common.
I'm used to, babes forming, especially, when the girl is fine, she's just like, oh, I beg. She already thinks that you're coming close to her, you want to say something, or, so I'm like, I beg, let me just mind my business. I came here to learn work. Let me learn and be out of here. But yeah, and that was how we started talking, and I think we hit it off immediately. So I just kind of knew that this was going to be, someone that I would talk. I mean, we're going to be good friends. Okay. I would say I knew then, but there was that good conversation going on, and I'm always, that's one of my favorite things. So
good conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So Chineze, for you, what happened? Like, what made you? Okay.
See, all this thing he's saying, I don't like. I've thought about it. And I just remember what I remember well. What I was doing, because he met me about a month after I moved to Lagos. I haven't even moved to Lagos. I just came to do fashion school. The goal was to do fashion school and
go back to Lagos. But he kept you here.
No, it's not him. Not him, no. It's not him. No. But I come in from Enugu. So a month after, I just remember him joining in the class. I can't remember this particular exchange, but I just know that, I knew that I was going to be good. And that's something I always did. I always knew people I was going to be good friends with, and most times I'm not wrong. Like, let's say 9 out of 10 times, people that I thought, okay, I'm going to be good friends with, I'm usually right. So there've been a few times that didn't happen. You know, it's what it is. But with him, I knew I was going to be. That I remember. So I can't remember. See this story, I don't remember it.
So how did you move from marriage, that first conversation to marriage? Dipo, tell me.
This story is long.
How?
This story is long.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's a long story, but I think so she had decided to stay in Lagos, and you know, so she had found an apartment that happened to not be too far away from where I was. So I remember that sometime down. Okay, so this was timelines down. This was like some 2 years after we met, right? So we had, you know, we're done with fashion school.
When we met, I was engaged. So
You were engaged to be married to another guy.
I was engaged. I'd done introduction in my family and all that. Yeah. So it wasn't. Our first meeting wasn't. It wasn't anything. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Nobody mind. That's my point.
So you can't just drop that one. No. So you were engaged to be married. What happened?
It just didn't work. That's the only way to say
Hey,
it.
whoa.
It didn't work.
It just did not work. It cannot work now because this tall, dark, handsome Yoruba man here.
Exactly.
You know. So
Yoruba
please
angel.
tell us now. You were the
Anyway.
one. Were you the one that dragged her out of that engagement or what?
It wasn't me. But, yeah, so like I said, it was quite some time, and we had been. I mean, we were good friends at this point. So I had invited her to church. You know, so she came. I know she had attended church at some point because I invited her for a program, and then she had moved to the area. So she was like, okay, I think I tried this before. So she was asking me, "Hey, are you a church?" Or, you know, and I just told her, "Oh, you can go here, you can do this." And so she joined the church. So we're attending the same church. And I mean,
that made us see ourselves
more often, yes.
Yeah, because
yes.
we're already talking
Yes,
often enough.
yes. We're
But
good friends,
honestly,
very good friends at this point. Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but whenever on the
Relationship.
honestly, like I believe that he went through like 2 or 3 relationships before
he looked at your side.
And it wasn't even a, you know, it's not like I was sitting down thinking, oh, he should
come back.
Wasn't my, when I broke up with my, that breakup was quite devastating for me because I really loved that person. So I just thought to myself that it's like this thing, because when I was young I said I wasn't going to marry. So I was it's like I have to renew
this is my vow.
Because this wahala is too much in these streets. So, but somehow, you know, that's how we landed. So it was never that. That's like when there was never a time when we thought.
So, but did the proximity help? Since you guys said you guys talk a lot,
so.
you went to the same fashion school, then see each other in church every time.
I think so. I think the proximity actually played quite a part.
You know.
Yeah.
So, what made you pop the question, Dipo?
Well, like I said, we were very good friends. So what I just used to think then was, wow, this is an amazing woman. She's a good friend. You know, I mean, I would ask her a question, the way she would respond. So, I mean, I felt like she was like a resource, so to speak, right? But I didn't see myself being romantically inclined. And but over time, I mean, even when I would have issues in my relationship and all of that, I would, you know, and somehow she would always take the side of
the babe.
Yeah, of my ex, and I'm like,
wow. Chineze,
you know,
are you a feminist?
Yes.
You're a woman
she's
fighter. Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
Right? But I mean, okay.
So he's always been very big relationship. Apologies. He's very big relationship. Yeah, just, you know, so
yeah. So okay, so it's interesting was at the time when I decided, you know what, I think I should take a break on this relationship thing. Now, I mean, I was assistant coordinator of the singles unit, you know. I mean, babes was not really my problem, so to speak. I mean, there were girls everywhere.
She's laughing.
You know,
hey, what a proud man.
No, but I'm just saying, you know, that's on the physical. But then, I mean, yeah, I believe I'm one spiritual brother. And then relationship is just messing up anyhow. So the head knowledge was there. And, you know, the availability of eligible women was also there, but somehow I was doing something wrong. So I just felt, you know what, take a break and forget about this relationship thing for now. And then I had like a kind of, let's say, like a quiet time, or like a retreat. I had like a personal retreat and all. And like, maybe God will tell me something, or, you know, just seek the face of God. But the last thing I was thinking about at this point was a relationship. You know. I mean, I'd gone with a lot of messages, you know, talking about even the issue of relationships. I'm like, where am I getting it wrong? What exactly is the issue? You know, the head knowledge is there, but there's clearly something I'm doing wrong. So in that period, I somehow I was listening to these messages, and she kept coming to mind. I'm wondering, I mean, what is this about? Like, in my mind, for the next 2 years, no, they even think marriage. Like, forget about it. Forget relationship, not even marriage.
How old were you at this point?
How old was I? Maybe 28.
Okay.
Thereabouts, yes. So, yeah. Marriage was not, I mean, there was no pressure or anything like that to get married. And I didn't even think I was ready anyway. So, but the issue is I didn't think I was even ready for a relationship. That was the issue. But then, you know, she kept coming to mind, and I was wondering, what's this about? Like, God, what are you telling me? But like, you can't be telling me anything. But at the end of this period, I just felt, okay, it seemed clear that I needed to make some kind of move. And then I was rationalizing, like, okay, let's see. I mean, clearly, everything is there because this is my friend. It's not like a stranger we're talking about, you know. And so I'm like, yes, I know she has the goods and all of that, but I just did not see her in that light for some reason. It was almost as if something was veiling my eyes, you know. And at this point, it was like the veil being removed. So I'm like, okay, perhaps you should look in that direction. I said, okay, I'll look better now. And I started doing that. So I said, okay, let me give myself like 30 days where, I mean, because that's feeling would not go away. At least I know how God speaks to me. And one thing is that I can't ignore it because it just keeps coming back. I just keep hearing that, like, just do this, just do this. And I just know, I don't even know how I know, but I know that this is what I need to do. So I said, okay, let me give myself this period. Let me observe first before I would make that move. So I said, okay, 30 days, let me just start looking since I wasn't seeing before. and that was it. And within that period, I mean, I saw exactly what I believed I was being shown. And at the end of that period, I popped the question. Yeah, because at this point...
What question did you pop?
If she would marry me, yeah, because...
You asked her straight?
Yes, I did. Right? Because...
No relationship, or it's just marriage?
Because at this point, like I said, this is someone that I knew very well. Right? So, and I didn't believe in dating in the regular sense of the word. Oh, let's figure it out. Let's see how it happens. Yeah. You know, so at this point, I felt I tried that. It wasn't working for me. And then it seems like God is saying, Ben, check this my daughter out, or what do you think? You know, I'm like, yeah, this is it. So it's like, so I was sure. So I needed to, okay, so now I've heard that. So is she going to hear? Is she going to say yes at the end of the day, right? So that was it. I felt that level of confidence that she was the one.
And you asked her straight, would you marry me?
Well, yeah, not just exactly like that, but right. But yeah, I asked her, I mean, basically what she was doing for the next 60 years or something of her life. And yeah.
Hey, you know, I forgot you said you were a creative. You were in the creative industry. So that's what you asked. That
I don't, yeah, somewhere I wove that in somewhere. Like, you know, like, yeah, what are you doing for the next 60 years? I mean, I see myself here, you know, I mean, as an old person, and I see myself being with you.
Lyrics.
Hey! At that point in time.
And you were 28 at this point.
Yeah.
A focused man, I stand. Hey, I like that. So Chineze, when they told you, what are you doing in the next 60 years of your life? What was your own response?
You know the interesting thing, right?
Oh, don't tell me you don't remember. Oh.
No, I do remember. Because I remember so my life, you know, I said I wasn't going to marry again. So one of the things I think I liked about Lagos, after I had broken up with my ex, I went on dates a lot. Like I went out. Since like you were saying that there are plenty, for me there were plenty guys too. I was having fun. They would take me here. I was just getting and having fun. Were you
dating? Like, let's clarify it too. No. Just going out with them on dates. Just go date. You know, in Nigeria, if we say we're dating, it's relationship.
No. Yeah. Just marking calendar. Saturday, let us go. Come back. Bye bye. There was nothing, you know. And anybody that asked me like for something, I'll say no. And I didn't even used to, like, you know, when you say no, you ask me from a feminist. No is a complete answer. Is a complete sentence. So I'm like, no. Someone I say, yeah, but why? I'll just say just no. And the reason was because I didn't want to I don't want to get married. I was like, I can't do this. I just thought, you know. But then he asked me, and for some reason, no, it didn't come fast. I don't know why, but like, it felt like, do you remember that day?
Mm-hmm.
That day he asked me, and I was like, I'm telling you, I just froze. I was like,
whoa, you were speechless. Speechless.
And I was looking at him, and then he just continued talking. I'm looking at him like, dude, I was having a conversation in my head. I couldn't say it out. Then I think he passed a statement. I first want to people, and then I started laughing. Then what I told him then was that for some reason I cannot give you an answer now.
No.
Just give me a little time. That's what happened. So I didn't tell him no. But the thing was that I'm telling you, ask some people tell you, I remember that girl, when she said no that time. Some people said, actually, you that told me no. I said sorry. Because that's how it was for me then. Because some people ask why I'll give them a reason, but my answer was always no. But for some reason I couldn't tell. That was just it. So I waited. We waited. I waited almost 3 months.
3 months
before I gave him answer.
Hey,
seems like forever.
People of Gen Z cannot even try this. You can't try it.
The guy won't kill me.
In those 3 months, you have had 3 relationships. He want to kill you. How? What happened? So in those 3 months, what were you waiting for?
No, but because I realized, like how he said he got a. He was just ahead of me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He had heard from God. He had me, I was not. I'm telling you, to me, it was a shocker.
Not there yet.
Yeah, I just no. The interesting thing was that 2 or 3 people that were around me had mentioned, "What's up with this guy?" Do you understand? That you guys seem to have, you guys seem like it's actually good, and all that. And I just thought, see, it's not my focus is not here now. Let's just, So he was ahead of me.
Okay.
He went in front. So I had to meet him. It took him 1 month before it took me 3 months to meet him. That's it.
So in those 3 months, what did you do?
What did I prayed a lot. I talked a lot. I'm someone that believes a lot in gathering of friendship. So like I talk to my friends about it. So I want to be with this person. And I mean, I'd been in 2 other relationships, or let's say 1.5 other relationship before him. I'd never been with someone like him. I didn't know what to, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. So like I would ask questions. I would pray. So it was just different things. And then, but the thing was, I remember that he asked me, I think a day or 2 after I told him that he should just hold on. I'll get back to him. He had asked me, so what should he do? Should he like just go away? I told him don't go anywhere. That if I say no, does that mean that we're no more friends? That if we stop being friends because I said no, that means that friendship was BS. What were you doing before? I told him no, please, like let's act like So I was making some clothes for some of his family members at this point. So it's like we were still gisting. Sometimes you come and take me to church. Sometimes we meet at church. So we're still
talking
and all that. He even did an exhibition. You did an exhibition during that period.
Yeah.
And all that. So I actually went. I helped him set up. Blah blah. He did that Hard Rock the Palms.
Yeah.
So it's like my point that we're still kind of reading. Maybe I was a little more involved, but I just wanted to see him in another. So it took a while.
Okay.
You guys, it was a day or 2 after that exhibition. That day, this guy told me that he wants to talk to me, and all that. Then he took me to a restaurant and all that. Apparently, the guy wanted to tell me, see, that he started with you witch. You understand? But he was just about to. I want to tell you something. Yes, I'm married.
Oh my goodness!
The guy was shook. It was not later. I told him that that day I wanted to just go see. I'm not waiting for you. This rubbish that you did. I was like, that if you said that, I would have said okay, fine. We will go our day. We will go back to our house because me myself, I don't even get.
So was the fact that it was Yoruba a source of concern?
For me, it wasn't. Is there such a thing as priority of concern?
Yeah, because some people
so
from
like,
the East would never marry someone
for
from.
me, that wasn't the first issue I had.
Huh.
That wasn't. There were like 2 or 3 other things that I feel like would have been like not. My family is not like that. Let me just put it like that. That's not
okay. So you guys are very liberated and stuff like that.
Like you find who you want to marry. There's no.
Okay. So that's good. So because I know you guys' story, so I'm going to ask you a specific question. So yes, you have said yes. He had asked you marry me. You guys didn't even date. You were friends, and then to marriage. I knew you guys were celibate. You guys weren't having sex. So tell me about that. Was that a purposeful decision, or did it have anything to do with anything? And who initiated that?
Yeah, I mean, okay, if I may, yeah, I mean, I think I did, and again, I was talking earlier about how I was asking myself, okay, so how come my relationships were not working? What was I doing wrong and all of that? So it was one of the things I decided that, okay, you know what? Since we're already saying no sex before marriage, so Yoruba people have a saying that what you will not eat, you will not use it to...
You will not smell it.
You will not smell it. Exactly. Don't even bring it close. So I just said, okay, could it be possible that I would have a relationship and there would be nothing physical happening, like not even a kiss.
Well, nothing.
Yeah.
So you weren't going
Kissing,
to have sex,
yeah.
Yoruba say don't smell it,
Yes.
Things like that.
Okay. So can we?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I remember in a previous relationship, I had actually, in fact, okay, let me backtrack a bit. I remember a relationship I was in many years before this, and this girl had told me, oh, there's not going to be anything, no. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, how can we be in a relationship I will not be? So what will we be doing? Yeah, so this was me. I was born again, brother, all of that was like I don't understand. Yeah. But sometimes it takes you making some mistakes before you realize that, okay, there's something here. So, and then I had suggested that in another relationship. Like, even though at this point we're already getting physical, but I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if that was not even not even an issue? And she was like, I don't understand, what are you talking about? In my mind, I was like, yeah.
That's not this relationship.
No, not this relationship. Yes, this is, as I said, let me backtrack. I'm like, she's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm like, okay, yeah, exactly. I'm just,
yeah.
Exactly. So I thought, okay, let's start this on the right foot. I'm like, I believe it's possible. Like, I don't know that I can do it. But somewhere in my mind, I just believe that I can, if I don't start, maybe I won't be able to continue. And I mentioned it immediately. And I said, the reason why I'm saying this now is that should anything happen and then I'm catching feelings like that and I want to touch you, I give you the permission to slap me if need be.
Whoa.
Because, yes, I'm really serious. I don't want to do this. And she was like, before, what are you talking about? Like, oh, okay, so we're on the same page. Oh, that's fine then. That makes it easier anyway.
So you were already on that page already?
I'd never before I got married, I would never...
So even that relationship that you were engaged to, there was nothing physical? Wow.
I didn't know some people were on that plane.
It's just the way I know to be. It's now that I'm, especially now, when I'm hearing like some of these first things like, oh, the relationship that I'm like, this was a big deal for you. Because for me, it's like,
normal.
What am I doing with? Like, we're not married. I'm not going to do it. It's for me, it's like, and I'm someone that even some guys, like when I was actually even considering getting married and some guys tried to do something physical, it was enough reason for me to cancel you. I'm not talking, it's a boundary issue. Have you lost your mind? Like, what you get? And it's not, how do I put it? This
is so funny.
The way I'm talking about it, I didn't even used to talk. It was just an action. Once you just act funny and I say no and you continue, I'm out. There's no, you've lost the privilege of being around me because you're mad. I can't deal with you like that. So that was just, I didn't used to say, oh, how can you? I don't go. I've gone to my house. So that's, I don't know another way to be. You get. So in my mind, when he was asking me, I didn't think that. I just thought it's when we married. It's normal. It's not for now. Imagine if I was.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
If I was, that's a lot of people really.
Yeah.
Think about it. So.
So what was so when you say we didn't get physical, what do you mean we didn't get physical? Is it that did you guys kiss? Did you guys touch? Did you guys smush? Nothing like that. No. So what were you guys doing together? Truly talking.
What couples should be doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not only when you people, look at what you guys can do now. You don't have to be having sex. Some people have done it. And you guys have been married for how long now?
We'll be 13 this year, yes.
13 years, very soon. So 12 and a half years, So the first time you guys were physical. So that means your first kiss was you may kiss the bride.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. How was it? Even though I was there. I was there on that day. Yeah, the day of honor. So, but did you feel anything? Some butterflies, like people used to say, the first kiss was magical. Was it magical?
Never discussed this. How was the first for you?
I don't know. Maybe there were just too many eyes. So, but I remember that during counseling, or not counseling, I think, when you do the practice the day before, the pastor has said, see, if
the
you
wedding
don't...
rehearsal.
Yeah, exactly, the rehearsal. The pastor has said, if you don't kiss very well, I will ask you to do it again.
Whoa.
Yes.
You know, so I was like, okay, so now it is that we've not been able to practice. So, but okay, you have to do it, the cameras, all of that. So I said, okay, whatever happens, just ensure you do it well. In fact, I remember,
So do it again
yeah,
in front of my dad.
exactly. Because I remember on that day, I heard an aunt of mine. I said, at some point, because she felt that, like it's going on for so long. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, like, in my mind.
So it was that. Oh my goodness.
I just felt like I had to make it count. Not because I was enjoying it like that, but
okay.
I'm like, please, let's just do this and do it well. And
Let's not repeat it though. But
let's
for
not
you,
embarrass ourselves.
Chineze, how was it? See, you're blushing because you know that it was.
Nice. I liked it.
Oh my goodness. You know, so that was cool. And so, but because people would tell you now that if you didn't have intimacy before wedding, it might affect your intimacy after marriage.
Yes.
Was that a thing?
I mean, we do have some intimacy now. We do have some issues there, but I don't think I don't. How do I put it? For me, it's not connected to not doing it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, because if you've decided to be with someone, you know, it's like whatever. Okay, well, there are different dimensions to it. But for me, I felt like God had given me the go ahead to do this. So it's like whatever it is that you meet there, you would work on it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's in maybe talking to other couples that I realize that a lot of the issues that we seem to have is actually common. Right. Yeah. So I mean, if you are doing, it's like you're trying to get to know someone, you are, exploring. It's I mean, difficult conversations, all of that. I mean, it took a bit of counseling and all of that
for that to work. So talking about the issues, so what were those issues that when you got married? What were those defining issues? Because I know every couple usually have that. Maybe the first 1 year, the first 2 years. How was it? For both of you, either of you. Chineze.
You want to go first?
Okay, well, for me, I think like I said, we're very good friends, and I think that there were just some things that surprised me.
Okay.
But the first thing I remember being surprised for was okay, my dad died.
When?
6 months after.
After the oh my goodness.
Like 6 or 7. Was it up to 6 months? Do you remember?
Yeah.
About 6 months.
Yeah, less than 6 months actually.
And I had done something stupid, where he died in January, and that December I told my husband I don't think we should go and see him. I just said no. That he had called 2 weeks before he died. He had called me and complained. Why haven't you come? I need you to come. There's something they do traditionally. It's called Iduno. We hadn't done it because of the distance. Iduno is when your father will gather things for you to move to your. So that's the last part of the bridal. And I just told him that you don't worry, we will soon come. Because by the time and it's more what's that called? It's more significant, physically significant, because it's something that he could have done in Lagos. Said no, he has to do it in his house. So like we have to move things from so he wanted to do it that way. Because I just kept on thinking, Daddy, just do it. He said, no. We have to do it from here. People need to know, how we are here. So it's like people need to know that you're not a poor person. You came from people that are proud, people that have things. So my dad died, and my dad, I believe my father is one of the best parents in the world. Maybe because it's my dad, but he's one of the best person ever happened to me. My dad was being born to my dad. You get, and then he dies, and the way he treated the situation, I feel like that was the first jarring thing. I felt like he didn't understand what happened. Like, I've lost someone so important to me. He felt very dismissive. Like, you're gonna die. I couldn't, honestly. So I feel like that was the first, this thing. Every other thing, I feel like I kind of already knew what was gonna happen. Like I said, we're friends. So I kind of knew some things about him already. But this particular one, I did not.
So how did you guys move past that? Because that's you said that's somebody, your dad.
It's moving past it. Well, me, I found comfort in, I have siblings. I have friends who understood. So I had people that, and then I have relatives, very dramatic relatives. So I had the people that were very dramatic. You know how it is. People, hey, it's a big family. Like, hey, hold on, I'll cry about it with them. So like I used that. You understand? And I think multiple times I talked to him about it. But you know how it is when there's an issue. Sometimes when you're in that issue and you're explaining something and the person doesn't understand, it's hard for you to be clear on it. So it took a long time before he actually understood that he needed to be a major source of comfort for me. You get, and it's one of those things that just seems to have, even till now, I think it's still kind of, like, it's not like he hangs with us. So it's like I find myself having to be like, see, I need this. I have to, in fact, I have to explain, I need this from you right now. I'm not used to it. Where I'm from, when I'm in pain, someone who cares about me, loves me, sees it and does something about it instantly. Him, I have to explain, this is what's happening. This is how. So
what would you have expected? Because a lot of men don't know these things. A lot of men that I know don't know how to comfort their wives. Or what would you have expected?
I don't know. Held more.
Held, like hold
held,
you more.
Yeah. Physically held more. Consider, like in all of this, in between, like, okay, I'll go somewhere. Maybe we'll go to one of my auntie's house. We'll talk about it. I'll come back. My husband will ask me, okay, so what's for lunch? Like, I don't feel understand.
I'm grieving. You're asking for food.
Which concern food, man. I don't want to eat. I don't feel like, I say, what's food? And so how far is breakfast? So it's very, sometimes I would make first of all, I didn't know how to cook back.
Yeah. That's true. Breaking news.
Thank you. I didn't even so the whole cooking thing then at this point wasn't even it wasn't part of my
your curriculum.
Like it wasn't part of my bit. So like I was learning how to cook.
So why didn't you know how to cook though? Because usually, your mom will teach you how to cook.
Oh, my mom died since now.
Okay.
My mom died when I was like 9 years old.
Oh.
And even before then, we grew up like there were a lot of help. It's just the way we were raised, honestly. We're like 5 girls in my house. It's like cooking was kind of like an up. You won't cook, you cook. You don't want to cook, you don't cook. It wasn't even an issue. You get. So it's like I have my strengths in other things, but I had to start learning
how to cook.
So it's like I have to now sit down and start thinking of this. So it's like I would make this food, he may not even like it after I've done. So it's like all those things kind of start creating. You get. So it's like in between, I have to cook this food that I don't want to cook. I have to. I don't like how this thing. I'm like, dude, like, oh, please leave me, and I'll. So all those kind of things. So those things had a way of. I feel like in our first day, that was one of the major. Other things, I feel like I had kind of same thing with like even with the cooking. I knew I was going to start cooking for him. I knew that, and so like I prepared for it. But how it is, you don't know what the after effects would be. So yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing all of that. So Dipo, you were not holding. What happened? Tell me your own version of that story.
Well, I think I can talk about this in retrospect now because I've been through some sessions, I've been through therapy and all of that, and the summary of it was, I didn't know what to do. Like
emotionally.
I was quite emotionally detached, right? And I realized that, so that was the first time that it showed up in a relationship. It showed up several times, even after that. And I just realized that I did not know what to do. So I think in doing therapy and all of that and it being traced, I realized that it was something I've been doing since I was 12 years old. I lost my brother when I was 12 years old and I completely detached. That was how I was able to cope with that. So even in, I realized that, so a friend loses someone, apart from the normal, I'm sorry for your loss, all of that, like, being there, being in that environment, for me, it was very, it was very uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do with tears. Like, I remember once my sister was crying, I was just looking at her, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what do I do with this, really? So, yeah, it's, honestly, I must say, it's something I'm still learning to do. Because it's not something that naturally I would, so I just didn't understand that a hug would go a very long way, or just listening, or again, I have head knowledge of that now, but doing it is, it's like a different ball game altogether. So, yeah.
Wow. I think that's the reality of a lot of African homes, where the men are just detached. They just think, name, no, sorry, have fun now.
Mommy, Joe.
Sorry, sorry, my darling, sorry, my darling. What did you cook, So I think that both of you, first of all, I like the fact that you know what you wanted. Yeah. Because a lot of women don't know. They just say, my husband is not just there. My husband is not just doing. You don't even know what he's not doing. but you seem to know what you wanted, and then you even had other ways of getting it, and then now you coming to the realization, because a lot of men still don't know. They still have not even known. They still have not come to the realization that I'm emotionally bereft of emotions. Because that's it. A lot of men don't know. And this is one of the things that I say, of course, because of my work as a therapist and a family life coach, that one of the greatest need of a woman is emotional. Some men think it's money. First thing, trust me, is because you are poor and you came from a poor family. Money is not the first need of a woman. Sex is not the first need of a woman. Emotion. Oh, hug. Oh, sweetheart, how are you doing? So this thing that you are doing, how is it affecting you? Can I help? A lot of men don't know this. And they will say, I gave my wife everything. I gave her money. I bought her range. I do this thing. Yet she cheated. Yes, she left me. Yes, she's giving me. You don't know that this is the reason. Somebody else that does not even have shit like you is doing better than you. I just thought to drop that inside, for my followers, you people, you get. So now, having moved from all of that, so year 13, you guys have a daughter, and I know that having her too and all of those things that you guys went through was such a defining moment in your marriage. So first of all, Chineze, just briefly brief us, if you would like to talk about that, the issues that you went through, after having her, and how you guys coped with it, how it affected your marriage.
Yeah. I don't even know how, I can't even tell you, categorically, this is how it affected our marriage. But while having my daughter, it turned out that maybe, and this is just my cardiologist calculating it, he said that likely during labor, I had a heart failure.
Heart failure?
Yes. So my heart stopped and restarted. That's the way he explained it. So like for a few seconds it stopped. So like popularly what happens with women is that when you hear of women that in labor, they just died. That's usually what happens.
Their heart stopped.
So it's like, the heart just stopped. So it's like somehow it took a toll on me and then the heart stopped. But it's like God just woke me up again. But however, when it restarted, they said the left ventricle is still overworking itself. Yes, it's called the cardiac myopathy. That's what it's called. Big English.
Yes, so cardiac myopathy. Oh my God.
So 2 to 3 weeks after my daughter was born, we knew something was wrong. It was clear something.
How did you know?
I wasn't sleeping well. I would sleep on one side and I would feel pain in my chest, But I think this started immediately after I got to this thing. So I went to for my 2 weeks check. I talked about it. They checked my blood pressure. You're fine. Blah 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 blah. Like, it's okay. Just go. Just rest. That kind of thing. I said okay. And they thought, how a lot of moms have a lot of new moms have a lot of stress. Luckily for me, I wasn't stressed. Do you understand? He has an amazing family. That's one of the things. You're asking what I was wasting time for. That one thing I was looking at was his family. I'm somebody that wants to be sport as a person. All this stress of mother-in-law came slap me. I cannot do it. If you slap me, I might even slap you back. Because I don't have. Do you understand? I want to be sports. I want to be taking care of.
Yes, so
I want to be here. So his family is the bomb. You get, his family was one of the reasons why I said so his family took it.
His family was one of the reasons why you said yes.
Yes.
Wow.
One of the reasons, yes.
Oh my God.
My ex I'm talking about, his family was also the, I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
That's also the bomb. That's my preferred.
So that's one of the things you check for.
I just think, it's when you look later in life, you now realize this kind of thing where you're into. I didn't know. But I realized that for me, the family, I can't do, see that whole, they're not, they now say, okay, let the husband cut off the family. I can't, no. I want my children to have fun. You get that? I love that. It's important to me. So his family was taking up what the family was saying. I literally wasn't doing anything. All I did was wake up and sleep. But somehow I was always tired. So when they were telling me, you just had a baby, you're tired, I was like, see, if there's one new mom that is not tired, I am her. I was not tired. In the morning, the mother, one of his aunties will come up, give her a bath, or his sisters, they will come, give her a bath. His brother was a doctor. If anything, if I cry small, my leg, they'll grow up. What is this? I didn't do anything. So I was pretty much balling as a new mom. But somehow I was always exhausted. You get. So I just knew something was wrong. Thankfully, his siblings, they have daughters. That it was them that started thinking it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, and then found out. That's how we found out what the problem was. I went and I did a test and they were like, your left ventricle is, the valve wasn't moving blood anymore.
So what did they do to that? How did he did he heal? What happened?
I took medication for maybe 5 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And then for the first like 1 year or 2 years, we were going to visit the cardio every other month because we had to be they had to be checking my medication. I couldn't get pregnant. There was a lot of, not like I could, I just wasn't, it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, that was not a good idea.
To destroy it, it could die. You get so. Yeah, so it was a long situation.
Yeah.
A long battle, yes.
Yeah, wow, but it's totally healed now.
Okay.
Praise the Lord, somebody.
Hallelujah.
So, Dipo, how did you handle that as a new dad, new husband? You know, I'm sure you didn't expect that was going to be a thing. Yeah. There was this fear, you know, or what? Just tell me, how did you deal with that?
Well, you see, I think, again, one of the things, you know, what we spoke about before was that disadvantage of how you handle, let's say, a crisis situation, you know. But one of the things that I also learned to do was to function in a crisis. So something terrible has happened, all of that. What do we do? So it's like, I'm very good at, okay, so what's the next thing we need to do? What's the practical thing to do? It's like, that's not when I shut down, you know. So, like she said, so thankfully, there were family members who were doctors who I could consult with. So while the doctor, you know, so no, we have this results from here. Said no, maybe you should check somewhere else, you know. And they're abroad, so what they were looking at was quite different. So until we found the right doctor, and then we realized that that was the best thing that could have happened, right? Because there were some drugs, for instance, that she was taking that she wasn't supposed to have been taking. You know, they stopped taking them abroad like some 20 years before that time.
Whoa.
You know, but they said, well, that's what's available.
So when I
more affordable.
The doctor said, no, nobody can stop. My brother said, no, you can't work with this person anymore.
Yeah.
And that's how
that was it.
Wow. Yeah. Like, this person, we can't work with someone that insisting that I take a medication that we stopped. So that in the long run, it creates a problem. So they were like, no, that's...
Wow, knowledge is very important.
20 years ago. Well, you know, I've been thinking, Shay is making me better, no problem. You know, they now said, no, you can't take this. So,
and we didn't know how long it was going to be. If we had known that it would take 5 years, like, you know, like, okay, I've not been taking this medication for how long? And you think,
okay, so you guys didn't even know. Nobody gave you a time.
They didn't tell us.
You know.
I don't think they even knew. It's like you just continue, just like
until it gets better.
So like checking is to dosage higher, lower, you know. And there was a whole thing about me breastfeeding. They said I couldn't. So like they had to up this thing. They tried to up the medication. I
to affect your daughter. So how long did you breastfeed
Only
for?
3 months.
Oh wow.
After
4 months.
After plenty begging.
Begging.
They were like, we need to take care of the your child needs to come out. We need to fix this problem. Because all they kept telling me that we want you to be okay. We don't leave this baby.
Yeah.
You know, but you see, at this point I was too exhausted. I couldn't carry my kid. The only time that I had was that
connect.
You want to now collect. The way I used to cry about that thing, you don't need to Chineze. See, all you need to do is be alive. Just be alive first. And you will carry her later. You are. Yeah, I was like, see it. So, you know, but you know that thing now, you know, so it's like to the point. I'm telling you, back then, remember, she would cry in her crib. I'll wake him up in the night.
Because you couldn't get up.
He'll go and bring her, I will breastfeed, I'll wake him up again.
Take her back. Wow.
And then I'll go back to sleep. She'll cry again, I get up and say, okay, please. You know, that was it. I couldn't, you know, if I walked from here like 2 steps, you would think I'd run up and down the street like 5 times. It was a lot. So
wow. Yeah. So how did you deal with that? I knew you said you were functioning all through that, you know, but did it take a toll on you as a husband, you know, intimately, all of those things?
Well, I don't know. I think I was, you know, for the life of me, I was like, this woman cannot die on my hands.
So that was your own drive, your motivation.
Yes, whatever. I mean, it was very expensive. Because really, I'm saying we're saying a cardiologist is not cheap. We're seeing a top cardiologist. You know, every visit was major. You know.
Okay, so Dipo, you know, she's been telling us, you know, how all of this pain she's been through, physically, emotionally, about this cardiology myopathy. The name itself is even
right.
You know, headache. So you as the husband, you know, how did you deal with that? How did it affect you in any sort of way? Did it affect your marriage? Did it take a toll on you?
Well, I think on the deepest level, what it did was I had to ask the question, like, okay, so why exactly am I married? Why am I married to this person? You know, what is the most important thing? And I decided I had to do whatever it meant. I mean, this is for better for us. So I don't think I had time to sit down and do analyze. I was just doing what needed to be done at every point in time. This, seeing the cardiologist every month and all of that. It was quite an expensive ordeal, But I wasn't even thinking about that. Maybe it was a thing of survival. I thought I don't want to lose this woman. So whatever needs to be done needs to be done. So I don't know that it took maybe a negative toll or anything on me, or because if I even look at it, our relationship, I feel like it kind of brought us closer, because it's like we are thinking about this thing together. So how do we surmount this? So that's the way. So
man, that's such a blessing. Because some people, you hear their stories. Somebody say, "I'm tired of this. Why you being? Why you not taking this? Why you being? I think most of its part I've heard the most is when they would say, "I'm looking for the word in English." But in Yoruba, they would say, "Kera." What's the English of that? Please borrow me, my people borrow me English. But what I'm trying to say is that when somebody says you are being too soft, do you understand? Yes. Get up and do this. Do you get what
I had a friend, not a friend, I knew somebody that actually reached, because I've talked about, be vocal about this situation. Somebody sent me a message and said that she's had the same problem, and her husband said people have children all the time. Why is your own different? Why are you always, so it's like she needs care. Because I believe that my cardiologist is one of the world. I would sing that man's name from any mountain. Anybody that asks me, I would say, this man is the best, because he helped me. He did. He put us through one by one. He was saying this was happening, that kind of thing. But as she couldn't even work. Her husband would not give her money. Wow. Because the man feels like, I beg, you're fine. What is all that one? I had 50% habit. She has had 2 kids. Do you understand? And I was telling her that she can't even have another child because we have to be sure that it's actually safe. I'm not a doctor, but she couldn't go see a doctor. So she's just like, she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know who to talk to, But I told her that you have to see a doctor. You have to find a way. So she's like, but I know this, what you're saying is I actually, so I hear it loud and clear.
I think I'm grateful on your behalf.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that both of you, because this could even also, there's also a statistics that says that men, I actually read or listen to it this morning too, that men live alien.
Yes. Come on,
A lot of men, unlike women, but a lot of men leave their sick wives, because they're not getting,
what they think they
whatever
want.
they needed from the person, maybe physical intimacy or stuff like that. So, wow, you guys, I'm so grateful that you guys have been able to go through this and surmount it. So before we round up, I'm gonna ask you one question. What would you say? And I'm going to ask either of you, has kept you both together for these 12 and a half years that you have been together? What has held your marriage?
For me, I think it's quite simple.
Okay.
I think there's what everyone would say, but really, it's true. God. That's number one, because there were times when it wasn't looking like this thing made sense. And I would say friendship.
Okay, so God in what context before you go to friendship?
Okay. Well, to start with, I believe that, like I told you how I even knew she was the one and all of that. So it's like God has started this thing. So I believe that even when you deviate, or you've done some things wrong, finding your way back, like you still go back and cry to the same God and say, but you're the one that
the woman you gave me.
Okay, yes. There are certain things that maybe I should have done that I did not do. But I need your help. And somehow because he sees much longer, so whatever challenges they facing at that moment in time, he's seen beyond that. So that's the way I see it. So I think in retrospect now I can say, really, even when I wasn't with God, God was with me. God was with us.
That's deep. Even when you weren't with God, God was with you. Okay, so then the next point, you said friendship.
Yes, friendship. We've been friends from the beginning, before we got married. So, marrying your friend it makes life easy. You can gist, you don't hide things. Challenges came over the time that even our friendship suffered for it. I believe that, we can even still be better friends because at some point it seemed like, oh, we're not as close as we used to. Once you start saying, well, this one, let me not tell her, this one, it starts to affect even the friendship, which was the foundation, apart from the original one that God created. That was kind of like, let me say, the ground level. That's what we built on. So I think, those two things. Really,
God and friendship. So Chineze, what would you say?
Interestingly, the first thing I said was friendship. I feel like, for the longest time, we've had our issues, yes, but for the longest time, we were told, that, you guys are just so, like, we're not strangers to each other. There's a level of comfort and I think warmth that we had with each other. No animosity, no evil intent or no bad intent towards each other. When you're good friends with someone, and I think that first of all, you have to be able to be a good friend, because I realized that that's actually a skill.
Yes.
Some people actually don't know how to be good friends to others before you can now start talking about having friends. So I think both of us were people that are actually quite good at being good friends. Like we both have, he has his friends that are like, me, I have my own friends that are, so it's like both of us coming together, we knew how to be friends with each other. So it's hard for you to believe if someone came and told you, or if the person does something and you feel like that is not right, you don't think it's because this is the kind of person the person. No, you are more willing to think,
you be like, this is my friend.
Yeah, because like this is my person. So friendship is like, but you see the place of God. I don't know why my mind didn't go to God first, which is weird. You get, my first one was like, friendship is what has, because as bad, I remember you even said it once, bad as things do, we can still like, we can be fighting this second.
I know that about both of you.
He can be saying, he can be doing something to me, I'll be crying about it.
Yes.
And then he pick up the phone and say, do you see what happens? Are you serious?
Start gisting.
I was like, oh my God, that happened. And we'll start gisting about that one. Then we now come back and read and continue with what was making me cry. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
The friendship side. So the thing which I feel like you said, it's not the foundation, but it's like what's we go call them? First floor. So it's like the beauty with the first floor is that you can now build from there. So it's like in our first few years, I didn't get pregnant until like my second year. Abi? Third year? No, I gave birth to Tuni in the third year. I got pregnant. So we had about 3 years, give or take 3 years of us just being with each other. So like we spent time exploring each other's interests, getting into there's something that he would never have done before. He learned to do. Me, I wouldn't do. So like we just learned to get into each other's this thing. We're quite similar in some things, which made it easier. So we attend programs together. We attend things together. If he sees something interesting, he'll send it to me. He reads a book. He'll tell me about it. I didn't used to read. I started learning to read from him.
Wow! And now you now have a book club.
I do. An entire situation. I didn't know how to read. Reading too is one of the reasons why I chose to be with him. Can I point that out? Wow. Because like we cannot have children that don't.
No,
we have to. Me, I don't sabi. I don't. It wasn't much, but I learned from him. So read a book as interesting. He say try and read, or he will try and give me something. Try and see this. So somehow we learned to how do I put it? We had similar values already, but we learned to build on the things that we had. So gists they tire us. Ideas do you understand? If you just keep us in a room long enough, suddenly all it takes for one random thing to pop up, and both of us will have understanding of that same thing. Because so that's where my mind goes to things like it wasn't just the friendship, there was the friendship and then the building on the friendship. Yes, I think so.
Wow. So what advice would you give to couples that are divorcing these days?
Divorcing?
Especially couples that are, maybe 1 year, 6 months, because that seems to be the, I can't do this anymore. Like they're shocked, they're surprised. Like you said, you were surprised, at him not being, but you still stayed, you guys still worked it out.
Yes.
But some people, I don't know, cannot just seem to work it out. What would you say finally?
I don't know if I have advice, so I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds great. I'm one of those people, like, a lot of people ask, just like how you're about to ask, a lot of people ask me, you and your husband, people get along, blah, 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 blah. I don't have advice. I know it sounds crazy. I don't have I can't tell you this is what you can do. I think that one of the best gifts you can give yourself is an understanding of who you are and what you want as a person. Do you understand? The more you know who you are, the more you even start, as in it affects the way you would enter the institute of getting married. It's easy if you don't know who you are. If you're just everybody say we should marry, all my friends are That's the advice I'll give you. As of keeping marriage, me, I don't know. Because what is inside there is different from what's, it's different for everyone. We are very different. I'm telling you, there's some things I can tell you now, you'll be like, but we are very different in but it works for us. And you realize that everybody has their own. So I can't tell you this is what you do.
But understanding who you are.
And then what you want.
What you want in life.
It affects. Thank you.
But what advice would you give?
The interesting thing is that there was a time when I felt I knew a lot, so I'm kind of leaning towards what she was saying, because I remember, I think when we were 8 years, we had did something together, we spoke about marriage and all of that, and it's we had this thing figured out, and then shortly down the line something happens, and
like a few months after that video,
am I really sure I know anything
I know what I'm talking about, maybe I should just zip it, but I think ultimately it's important to talk about it at whatever stage may be, whether it's going well, whether it's not going well. The best advice would have been before you got married. But if you married for the right reasons, it's to really bring yourself together. If I don't want to just use cliches, but I think if you guys can reason together, really. So why did we decide to do this? What did we see? What future did we see? And I think we just need to humble ourselves a lot of times, because no matter how much
humble yourself.
No matter how much you think you know, just realize that
and new things can show up anytime.
So and then you know so much about so many things, but you're talking about a human being, this person. You may not really understand the peculiarities of that person. So I think patience is key. Yeah, it's really key.
That's another thing I would like to tell you.
I thought you said you don't have advice.
Is a lot of us are very, I don't know whether it's a church issue or it's a learning issue. We do this thing where we group the way things should be. So women, they like this. Men, they like this. Try, when you marry, try to stop. You see that women, you're not with women.
Married to women.
You're with one person. So I want to say, if possible, remove the gender. Do you understand?
And say Chineze.
Yes.
Do,
You are married to Lara. What does Lara like? It's not
women.
There's a friend of mine whose husband says, that you cannot tell me I don't love my wife. I've done everything. I'm like, you've not done anything, sir.
Yes.
He said there's something that women like that I've not done. Like, you've not done anything for this woman. You do something for women. So like a lot of people have trained themselves. This is what everybody likes. What everybody likes. You go shock. You'll be waiting the person. So what then happens? So you now suddenly stop. So it's like you have to try and look at it that way. Learn to. That's what he said. That's what I was trying to say. Learn to focus on the person. The person you're with. You're getting a PhD like 300 times in the person you're with.
Ew.
Yeah. If two people can do that for themselves, I don't see the marriage going. I'm telling you, I don't see the marriage going too bad. You go bad sometimes, but it won't be.
Hey, no go too bad like that.
It won't be.
Wow, this is so deep. I feel like I'm in a marriage coaching class, But I'm grateful because you guys have been married for over 12 years. Yeah. So whatever you say,
not kill each other.
Yes, and you are still together, doing well, doing good. You survived COVID though, because some people COVID broke them. Yeah. So we're going to the final segment. I'm going to be asking you questions. About each other, and both of you will be writing. You understand? So I'll ask Dipo. Dipo would say, what is this something, and then you guys would write, So want to test how you guys know each other. Even though Chineze said that we have to do PhD 300 times. So maybe you have just gotten your own PhD only 10 times.
I don't think I've gotten one.
Okay. So let's do this.
Thank you.
Yep. So how it works is that you write, capital letters and then point it to the camera. Let it very legible.
You can turn yes like this.
Do it like that. Yes. So, but nobody
No
should.
spying.
No spying. Yes. So the way you post it now, how is she not spy?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like this.
Okay.
What time was your daughter born?
Wow. Okay. Time.
Yes.
I think he would know better.
Oh yeah. Because what?
Because he was
Write
thinking, he was
it
not
first.
writing time. Yeah, I was inside.
Write it first.
Let me
Have you
write what I
written
think
it?
I know, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so let's show, the camera. Oh, Dipo wrote 2 a.m. You wrote 3 a.m.
Okay.
He's likely correct. He was outside, he was checking me, I don't carry anything.
You were just like, please show it to the camera again.
I got there, what time did I get? 5 in the evening? What time did I get?
Yeah.
So I was just there going through the whole labor. Who could they check time?
Checking your watch. Yeah.
But some people know though, even some others.
How would you check?
I don't know. Maybe
That's
they
the
used to tell them.
There's a
I
clock
don't know.
there.
Or maybe you guys will
maybe they
discuss
want,
after. This one is very fresh. As of today, how many years, months, and days are you in marriage?
Ah, math.
That's a math question.
Jesus. Math, okay.
This is so sweet. Look at the creases on your eye. Oh my goodness. I'm so curious to do. She said, I want to count.
What can a girl do?
I'm so curious. Oh yeah.
What is he looking
This
so
boy is doing body muscle. Oh my goodness. If I perish, I perish.
I'm telling you. Are we adding hours?
Whatever. Your worker has given up on you. Oh my goodness. Dipo of life.
Yeah, what's it?
Okay, so what's years, months,
And then,
and days?
Days.
Okay. I said this is a math issue.
But Chineze finished fast. I like this one. First time, Dipo finished
some
first.
people don't mind not to like.
She's better at math, I guess.
Oh,
You think? I don't think that's why. I just write anything like that.
Point to the camera.
What did you write?
Okay, Chineze wrote 12 years, 5 months, 1 day. Dipo wrote 12 years, 7 months, 23 days.
Okay, so math is correct.
7 months.
We need to
Is it
we need
seven-
to calculate it.
Is it 7 months?
Please
from,
let me check. August
From
what?
August.
August 23rd.
August 23rd.
23rd.
Today is what, first?
Okay, I didn't even count. I told you I wrote anything.
And you presented your paper with
With
your
my full chest. Oh, one word. Come and miss me. Come and miss me.
Oh my
You counted it right.
goodness.
Oh, yeah. Next.
Okay, yes.
Well done.
Yes, so
Oh, okay.
one final question
Okay.
for both of you. Which day of the week Chineze says yes? If it was that memorable, you should remember. I can see the hand is like, you and this question. His casual facial expression is too funny. Are you guys done?
Yes.
So let's see.
What did you say? We want to start today. How long was your exhibition? When did it end?
When did it end?
It was a day or two
Sunday.
after your exhibition. The end of the Sunday.
Yes.
That means what was around. It was a day or two after that exhibition.
I know I felt like it was a weekend show. So
Like a weekend too.
I
I don't even remember.
don't know if I'm correct.
I just said, well,
This is the funniest episode ever. Oh my goodness. This is so funny. Some of you don't even know.
I don't know the day. What's
Day
my
of the
business?
week.
The day of the week.
Anyway, thank you guys for playing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed myself. So Chineze and Dipo,
Yes,
finally, I want
yes.
to look into each other's eyes.
Oh, wow.
Dipo, what would you like to say to Chineze from the depth of your heart?
Okay. From from the day I decided
Okay.
I was going to marry you until today, I can honestly say I've had no regrets. And I still look forward to the 60 plus years with you. So the way I see it is we have just started.
Oh.
Right. We have a very long way to go. I got sweets.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Why are you? You're thinking of this stick thing you don't, how will you be looking?
I'm thinking of
Yeah, I mean, it would be like in our 90s.
hundreds actually.
Oh my goodness.
No,
You don't
not
like to be
again.
in your 100. Chineze has the issue with the 60%. No, but you
No, it's not an
subtracted
issue, it's
12
just
years
what-
out of the 60 now. Or you still want to add
Okay,
it?
okay.
Just-
That's why I'm laughing because I'm like,
Okay.
it's not more 60 though, but let's keep going.
Japanese,
Abi?
what's it called? You have been reading.
Yeah.
Yes, so the Kigali.
If it's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so Chineze.
Yes.
Look into people's eyes.
Okay.
Mhm,
What do I want to say?
so
Okay. What do I want to say? Thank you for your life so far. Thank you for being an excellent dad to our kid. Thanks for being the most understanding husband
you know something go
a girl could ever have. I'm thinking I'm talking at the same time, so I can't speak up like that.
Okay.
Thanks for what I say, being an excellent dad, and then for being one of the most understanding husband. I hate that I'm using the word understanding because even I don't like being used. It's used on myself, but you're one of a kind, and I am thankful that your one of a kindness is being shared with me. Thank you.
My head, oh my goodness. This is why I like to do February love stories. You know, and you know the reason why I'm so invested and passionate in this is that because you get to read of people breaking up on social media, how mean people are towards each other. So which is why I have taken it upon myself to share love stories of couples, true and lasting love stories. It's not all the way rosy, but it's deep,
Yeah.
it's true, and it's authentic. And look at you guys, it's lasting. So thank you so much for sharing this with me. I'm so grateful. I feel so privileged, you know, to be part of your story, you know, to just be hearing this, even though I know both of you, but hearing you share this, you know, together is, you know, refresh my, I don't know what to say. Anyway, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching February Love. See, just tune in next week Saturday. Look at how we started. This start is a banger. You get what I'm trying to say? So please, whatever you need to be able to have true and authentic love. Listen to Chineze. You have to understand who you are before you get to, you know, entangle with somebody else. Look at what Dipo said: patience, friendship, God, and so much more. So, but sometimes you need therapy. That's why you need somebody like me to be able to figure things out. So thank you for watching, and see you guys next week Saturday. Bye for now.